What's up, everybody? I'm Giovanni Brusto, and this is the Media Mogul News Hour. I'm here today with music producer Slugger BoiWhoMakeBeats. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
That's
So
good.
first, if you could uh, tell us who Slugger is.
Slugger is a rap name I came up with back in the days, and Boy Who Make Beats is the producer.
Okay.
Two different entities.
Okay. All right. And so, Slugger, tell us about that.
Slugger came from hard hitting. You know what I'm saying? I used to be a fighter back in the day, so I used to slug it out. So Slugger
Hmm.
came from baseball bat slugger because I hit like a bat.
Okay. Understandable. Nothing wrong with coming up a little scrappy.
Yeah, yeah, hard hitters.
Right. Right. So look, I've seen you promoting. Forgive me, I said during the pre-show I had a little echo in my ear, folks. So if I, respond a little funny, that's what it is. So look, you were promoting an app called Writer's Block.
Yeah.
Um, Tell me about that.
So Writer's Block is an app that you could use on iPhone right now. You can sign up as a producer or an artist. Sign up with your Cash App account, and you can battle, pick a beat, and the producers. And I'm one of the producers on it. It's got
Okay.
a list of producers, like 20 on the beat. That's the baby's producer, here platinum producer, and you
Okay.
got myself on there and listen producer. You pick a beat, and whoever has the better song and the most votes win money every time somebody votes. You know what I'm saying? So when somebody vote for you, you get cash out with cash. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
the more it's to be in tune with your fans base and to grow your fans. So why not make money with it?
Right. And I love battle rap. And so the second I saw the app and read about it, so of course I've downloaded it. I haven't had a chance to take a look yet, but I absolutely want to see rappers battling each other. But it's not as common to hear about producers getting a chance to battle. So I mean that's really the part that I'm interested in.
Right, right. But that's coming soon. That's coming soon. That's coming
Okay,
soon. I'm gonna add that in there.
okay. Have you had uh, any interesting battles that you've witnessed so far?
I seen Sue Surf battles. I forgot his name. I gotta look back through the app. I seen
Yeah.
him battle Sue Surf and great responses from both sides. They picked one of my beats.
Hmm.
So
Okay, one of yours.
yeah, yeah. So it was a great response on both sides. So I was excited. Like Sue Surf picked, you know what I'm saying, my beat. I was like, oh
Of course.
yeah, yeah. So and another guy named KB Drippy, he won the Writers Block Challenge. He won a verse with Lil Boosie. Badass.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fan of his. Very good. And so, sorry. Look, I keep taking this out because I'm trying to stop my echo. Where did you say? Where are you from again?
Mobile, Alabama.
Okay. I think. Did you call me earlier today? I felt like I had a missed call from
Um
an Alabama.
if it's a
So how was
251 number, it's me.
how was getting into music from Alabama or getting into the industry from there? I mean, usually we're used to people, particularly in hip hop, of course, the closest to being Atlanta, or like LA or New York. But how is it coming from down there?
Alabama is a lot of crab in the buckets. I ain't gonna lie, but there's a lot of stars came up out of there and still coming up out of there now. It's like the new Atlanta right now in
Okay,
Mobile because we got PB Pluto, we got Young Blue, we got Flo Millie, we got Honeycomb
right.
Brazy, Famous Twins. Shout out to them. That's my little cousin. We got OMB Peasy, Rich Boy. We got we got some heavy hitters coming out there.
Right.
WM Lit. We got Young Dunn coming up out of there. So rappers, Paiso Fade, FBF Lucky, all them boys coming up out of there. So
That's a pretty good roster going on already
right,
down
right,
there.
and it's more to come. You know what I'm saying? Like it's steady getting bigger because like finally we've been looked up, overlooked so long. Now it's our turn to shine a little bit. So I'm proud of them.
Okay. And so, out of all the people that you mentioned, look, I know that you said that there's, the crabs in the bucket, syndrome going on. I definitely know how that is. But anyone in that list in particular that you would have like on a bucket list that you like to work on or work with?
Young Blue, of course. Uh,
Okay.
PBE Pluto. We gonna work on some stuff. We got some stuff on our way. No cap. I would like to work with him and Honeycomb Brady.
Okay. And so, who from down there would you say has like the biggest chance of making it if you had to pick someone?
Whew. Right now, I say my boy Paiso Fade and FBF Looker. I got two. FBF
Okay.
Looker and Paiso Fade.
All right. And look, when it comes to you choosing artists to work with, or just like judging what the potential star power is for someone in the future, like what do you use? What do you use to measure? And even for who you said you think has the best chance of making it, um, what do you say is your determining factor for choosing those two?
Me, I know they sound. So I always make beats to people's sound. Like off of type beats. You know what I'm saying? If you sing right there in front of my face, I'm gonna make a beat around your voice, just like that.
Okay.
Jump at a dime. So them two, they got the voice and they got the creativity to go with the beat, or me just making the beat from scratch and just killing it. So them two right there, yeah, that's how I determine an artist. You know what I'm saying? Like I build around their voice and they, you know what I'm saying, rap. Or if I make that beat, I'm a, you know what I'm saying. I think you should do this or do that, change up the flow a little bit, and we gonna make a hit regardless.
Okay. You say regardless.
Regardless, we gonna make a hit. We gonna make something
Okay.
nice.
And look, so that's that's the right attitude for for having it. Like even as a writer, writer and someone who does PR, there's plenty of artists that I believe in pushing, and I try to even some who might perceivably not be as good. I try to help with framing the team that's around them and make sure that they have some of the right marketing because of course that makes the difference as well. So
Right.
seeing someone who wants to make a star or make a hit regardless. Um, this is how it should be.
For real, cause some producers just do it for the money. They just sit there and let you do it, and they don't get no feedback. I was like, man, give the man some feedback. If it's trash, it's trash. Let them know. You know what I'm saying? Don't waste their
Yeah.
time. Don't let them. You know what I'm saying? Help them out a little bit. That's what I'm saying. Like that's what I do. Cause if you
By
pay
the
some
way,
time,
your mic is a little low. I don't know if you can adjust it or not.
I said, can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's a little better.
All right. So, like I was saying, I'm not the producer that just sit there. You know what I'm saying? Let them rap.
Hmm.
I'm gonna tell you if it's whack. Hey, change it up. Nah, this verse don't. Nah, don't do that. Do
Sit
this.
there and like run up a studio fee and production fee. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Help them out. Like make it sound good, even if
Hmm.
they run out of time. All right, we gonna pick it back up. You know what I'm saying? And help them out on that record because it could be something special for real, and y'all could both benefit off of it. So why not?
So I'm here. Go ahead. No, look. So I 100% believe in giving feedback and helping as well. As you may know, I'm working with, your friend Misty Blanco,
Mm-hmm.
aka Mysterious, for making the band, and being one of the judges for her talent competition for bringing talents on as opening acts for State Tour. I like giving feedback because, I mean, again, I'm not just going to sit here and just say, boo, you suck, get out of the room.
Right.
um, I want to try to bring the best out of people. And like since our last day of production in New York, I was saying that I feel like I'm turning into the mean judge now, because there are people that I like. Some people have improved because we've seen them multiple times. Some not quite as much,
Mm.
but I don't think that they're terrible.
Right,
So I'm
right.
going
I
to
know.
give my feedback because I think, I mean, well, would you rather hear it from me, or do you want to like have a bottle thrown at you later?
Right,
You know,
right. Sometimes you got to be the Simon. You got to be Simon sometimes and
yeah,
let them know what the hell it really is. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So if they can't take criticism, they shouldn't be an artist.
Oh God, don't I know? I mean, that's anything, what industry wise, all of us, whether it's artist, producer, stylist, publicist, writer, me sitting here, all of us have to deal with criticism.
Right.
And if you can't take it, then you know, this is not the place for you.
Hmm.
It comes with the territory.
Right.
So 100%. I'm with you on that. So how long have you been doing production?
Uh, I say about 5 good years. Five,
Okay.
but I've been doing beats all my life. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like since I was in church playing with the piano. You know what I'm saying? So I took that and ran with it and bought my own equipment and started for now.
Did you say piano in church?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, guess
I
who?
don't
What
think that
though?
we talked
Well,
about this
well,
when
guess
we
who
first
though?
spoke. I feel like I
Guess who
remember
though?
that.
Guess who though?
Okay.
Rich Boy Mama was the choir director. His brother taught me how to play, and Rich Boy was on the drum. So we all grew up in the church. It's crazy.
Interesting. Yeah, that was a detail that I detail that I missed.
Yeah.
Um, and so for you making the transition from playing the piano in church to you know doing mainstream production now, I'm just curious how and I take it you were a kid. Yeah, you said you were growing up. Um, how have your parents felt about that transition from church? I'm just curious. I always have to ask that.
Well,
Everyone responds differently.
they didn't approve of it because I was wilding. I ain't gonna lie, I was wilding bad because after the transition, I left the church and all that. I did the D boy thing for a minute, and
Hmm.
then next thing you know, I got shot in the head. So that really straightened me back up. You know what I'm saying? So
That
I
sounds
left
like
that.
that would. And
Huh?
how long
Yeah,
ago? How long ago was that?
that was 10 years ago. That was
Okay.
10. That was 10 years ago. And from that point on, I started getting right because I was paralyzed on the right side. I couldn't talk for like a year.
Oh wow.
Couldn't walk for a minute. I had to get, what I'm saying, right, my feelings back. But thank God everything came back. I started building stages
Absolutely.
for like Coachella. I started building stages for all the music festivals going around.
Oh okay.
That's how I got in the door with the industry because everybody came through the stage and I was on the stage like stage manager. So I'm like, I'm networking. Like I forgot about the working there
But
and
it's
I'm
also good that
networking.
you're able to, be able to, understand the other facets of it. I mean, I
Yeah.
think about like just during COVID, how Kelly Rowland said like she had to stop recording because well, she didn't know how to do anything else. She was in the house by herself, and so she had to, kind of brush up on some other stuff because otherwise, well, we don't know when this is going to end. I
Right.
may never see someone be able to sit in the same room with another person again
You're right.
to work. But just business wise and being able to handle other aspects of production, um, that's very good. And handling a show, managing production for that is work.
Yeah, it is the behind the scenes, the magic of the whole setup is extremely. It's not for the weak. I'm gonna let you know right now. It's not for the weak. From being
Right.
a stagehand to climbing up all the way to the roof and chaining up motors and the lights, putting them up, LED screens and everything. Like,
And like those are things that I know that I need to brush up on more and just thinking about that. Like I know that it's in my future that I have to do. Am I
right.
that thrilled about like the idea of it? Probably not. But look, you've got my respect for that. I'm
Yeah,
like
like
those classes that I decided not to have taken at a certain point in time. Here it is revisiting me later on in life, saying you still need to do it.
right, right.
And and look, so the damn it, the echo. Um, so to have been shot in the head and an entire year later of not being able to speak, or having a year of having issues walking and speaking, to be able to move around normal after that, is an amazing thing. Like I was just looking at a documentary not too long ago about how folks in Chicago, the number of people who are in wheelchairs, from being shot, which I wasn't, aware of before. And, the hospital on the South Side that just has, all these wheelchairs coming out, ambulance in, wheelchair out. Um, so, you're definitely lucky, to have been able to still have good motor skills after that.
Yes, sir.
In 10 years, have you had to have like follow up surgeries? A lot.
Never went. Yeah, I had a follow up surgery because they did cut my skull out, the right side, and they had to
Okay.
put it back in. So I had a total of two surgeries. That was it.
Okay.
No
But
therapy, all on my own.
okay.
So yeah,
I mean that's something I would imagine it would take tons of therapy. So I mean, you're definitely lucky. Definitely lucky there. Sorry. And so I had a question. So
I,
we had an
I
incident
can't
that
hear you.
occurred. Oh, can you hear me now? Testing.
Hold on.
All right.
My phone be ringing or something.
Testing, testing, testing.
Hold on. I think my
All right.
phone ringing. Nah, shit. I still
That
can't hear you.
happens.
What I got to press the mic?
Yeah, I think you have to press it again.
I'ma leave and come back.
Okay. All right. Yeah, when the phone rings, it kind of kicks you out of the show and messes up your mic. I've had that happen to me multiple times, and in the post edit of this, I'm going to edit out this part. But it's okay. It happens. I understand. I have to make sure I can add him back into the show. Oh, hey,
There we go.
they're
There we go.
perfect.
My bad. My apologies.
That was quick. A lot of times I get kicked out of the show altogether when my phone rings. So that was, yeah, it wasn't so bad.
Right.
And so look, one name is for production, the other one's for rapping, right?
Yes, sir.
Um, I know that you mentioned starting playing the piano in church, but when did you start rapping?
I've been rapping like since I was like 11.
It's like
Since I was
11.
11. Yeah,
Okay.
11. I was cutting up. That was before I got shot, and my speech is like kind of messed up. You know what I'm saying? I can't rap like Twister no more, or nothing like
Mm-hmm.
that. But I can still, you know what I'm saying, hold a note or two. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got some stuff gonna come out, so y'all can be the judge of that.
Okay. I mean, I couldn't tell, from talking to you. I mean, I've of course spoken to people who are still in the industry after having various accidents. So I'm just saying, it's not. I wouldn't have known if you hadn't have told me.
I appreciate that because that put a lot of confidence in my voice again. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that because
Hmm.
I could always tell. I'm like, damn, I hear
Yeah,
it.
you could
I
always
hear it.
tell your own problems.
Yeah, I
But
appreciate
yeah,
that.
yeah, I wouldn't know. But so, what made you? I mean, I guess that's something else that I'm wondering about. I know how some parents are, particularly those with kids in church, and I also would like to know how did they react to seeing, the son walking through the house rapping?
Me rapping?
Yes,
Oh, that was surprised. That was like, okay, cause I rap the Jesus stuff to them, but in the
really.
street, yeah,
You
I'm
covered
a
that up
whole
pretty
different
nicely.
person. Yeah, so I convert. I just blend in wherever I'm at. I can make a
That's another
gospel
form
song.
of code switching. I hadn't have thought of. And hey, that if it allows you to get along with folks in the house, if that's what
Hmm.
works.
But they they know, they know they ain't got no problem with it. But they be like,
Hmm.
ah, you doing too much, cousin. All right, I like that
Uh-huh.
message. You know what I'm saying? So they kind of they mess with it. They mess with it.
Okay. I mean, it could be worse. So I mean, it's good to hear that they were that they were supportive.
Right.
And since you started in playing piano in church, have you done any, say, cross work um, uh, involving I don't know, gospel church related things since then?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I made a song. I made a song called "Up, Up, Up." I actually told a testimony before I started a rap song, you know what I'm saying? So I could give the kids on the front row heads up like, all right, now don't play with them streets, they don't play fair. You gonna end up with one of these, a jail or you know what I'm saying, dead. So I do my little testimony and I did it I put on a whole show for the church. It was what they call them, not a youth explosion, but a gospel concert. You know what I'm saying? They added me in it, so
You're not talking about a
yeah,
revival, are you?
I, I had everybody on the floor shouting,
Oh,
crying.
wow. You
Yo,
still got it.
yeah, I put on for that one. I don't know. I don't know whether to go gospel or you know what I'm saying consecutive,
Hmm.
but I don't know. Maybe I'll cross the lane and you know what I'm saying tell the message in my own way. So I don't know.
Right. I like to see that you're still, that you still got that connection. It's not like you missed a step. I mean, obviously, if you have people, running around and on the floor, that means that you did a good job.
Yeah, I did that.
And so, if you could, I know that we talked about, artists that were in Atlanta that you had on your bucket list. Any mainstream folks that you would like to work with that you haven't?
Um, I would like to work. It's so many. Because first of all, I like Trippy Red.
Okay.
Trippy Red, I like his style, so I say Trippy Red. If Juice World was still here, definitely him.
Okay.
R.I.P. to Juice World.
Right.
But the living, I got by three: Wayne, Drake, and Megan.
Okay.
I
I,
gotta give it to baby girl, mm, Megan. Lord,
I mean, this is the perfect time for her. You know, the girls on the up and up. I mean,
yeah.
she's becoming star power.
Oh yeah, Cardi B.
And even outside of
Man, there's so
music.
many artists I want to work with. It's no end to my bucket list. I ain't gonna lie. I want to
Mhm.
work with everybody. No lie.
Okay.
R&B to blues to rap to country. So especially country because I'm fond of country. So I got to put that
Right.
country trap in it. But yeah,
Okay. And so, look, speaking of country, there's two artists who's supposed to be putting out country albums. One being K Michelle's been working on one for a while. I don't know if a date's been set for that. But who else? Oh shoot. Um,
and she better come on with
yeah, she was talking
it.
about this on television some time ago. And shoot, did I just forget who the other person was? Just like that. Okay, dang, I have to come. Okay, I have to come back to that. I want to say, was that Tamar who said that she was doing a country album as well? Okay, I'll come back to that. So look,
Okay.
you know that there was there was a country artist recently who had a scandal for usage of the N word. You know who I'm talking about?
They just said somebody's name on Philly. Philly. Not
Sorry, that
Philly
was
Ball.
Morgan Wallen. Morgan Wallen, who had a track with Lil Durk. And so I'm wondering
Oh
from this.
yeah, but that's on with
Yeah.
hot. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
I would.
so I think when it first happened, I was wondering like how would you handle this? When it first happened, I specifically remember I think that Lil Durk sort of he didn't really say anything, but he distanced himself from him because well, how would a natural reaction be or like a knee jerk reaction? But I think by the end of the year, because I think this all took place last year. I think it was all last year, but by around New Year's, Lil Durk basically said because the song was, it was a hot song. I think it's at least in the top three or five. Um, he said that if anyone wants to, he said nobody's going to cancel Morgan Wallen without me being a part of it. You have to see me first. So he came, around and defended his friend, who was on this track, and not everyone would necessarily do that. So I'm
Because
wondering how would you look at that situation?
the N word is a universal language between us. You know what I'm saying? Whatever
Hmm.
my nigga, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, but you got some white boys from the hood that grew up around us. You know what I'm saying? That sometimes we get a pass to. They be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? And we don't
Hmm.
think nothing about it.
Right.
So me, it's the way you use it towards others. Now, if you just got an attitude, and we know you know when it's intentional and
Right.
nasty. You know what I'm saying? If they saying what up, my nigga, like I ain't gonna be like, oh, you can't say that where I beat your nah. But
Right.
if they say, oh, you nigger with that ER on it, like
Yes.
the one that straight is not, ooh, the one that scratch your back, then we got a problem. But
Right.
music today, it depends on how you use it. But I ain't even notice he said that word. I
Okay.
ain't
Well,
even
look.
notice.
So here's the great part. So, we have such short news cycles these days, or, where people have such short attention spans because so much is happening.
Right.
It's kind of easy to forget that these things happen. As I recall, I believe this was kind of like a late night drunk type of thing that he was caught on camera saying outside of his house, like in his neighborhood. I don't think that it was said in the best of light, but it was one of those things that, he apologized. And I guess, for the artist, that he's collaborating with, this is a hot track. We have to work together. He gave it a good 6 months because it was last January actually. So it's been a whole year that's transpired, and it, ran up the charts in that time period. So, a few months, you know, to allow things to simmer down, before Dirk decided to, come to his defense and, I guess, try to accept the apology. I mean, things are kind of different when you've got hits
I
behind
gotta
you.
watch that because I gotta see how he used that. Because I ain't no apology if you just use it like that. That's just try to sugarcoat shit. Nah. But if it
Right.
is like a unintentionally said, you know what I'm saying? A with the A and not the ER,
Uh huh.
it depends on how you use it. I gotta watch it myself so I could determine like, oh no, I can't accept that. You need to be punched in the mouth at third session. Like, don't study. You know how many videos I see
Right.
people
Okay.
punching people in the mouth?
Yes.
Like, I'm like,
I mean, for the record, I mean, I'm always telling folks, you know, no one has ever seen me say that violence is not the answer. Sorry, kids out there. I'm not encouraging it, but sometimes it is, and you know, um,
it is
and
because simple fact, this is a true statement right here.
And the only time that I've ever said that it was not the answer was if I was writing a statement for someone else. Those were not my words. If it ever came from my fingers,
Right. God.
and also especially with everything that's happened over the last 2 years, right? It's kind of hard to imagine that this would be something that you would be doing, um, in this climate. And I always tell people that. Uh, there doesn't need to be a discussion about intent because for the most part most adults know how to not get in these situations.
Right.
This is not a normal thing that people have to deal with.
Uh-huh.
I'll send you the video. I'll send you the video later because
Oh, you
now
did?
I mean
All
I
right.
saw it. It's been a little time, but I'm like I think talking to you I think I need to revisit that because yeah that was a thing that was that was a big deal.
Cause they make it seem like it ain't. You know what I'm saying? More than the media portrays more than what it actually is. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying. You
Yeah.
gotta watch them too. They may
Oh
edit
yeah.
some shit out and be like, fast forward that shit, nigga. What? Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Yes, they're definitely known for making things 100% worse all of the
Yeah.
time. And which is also like part of the reason why I both love the industry, like talking to rappers, artists, but I also like painting our community in a better light. Like I have an interview series. I've been talking to artists in the country's biggest or activists in the country's biggest cities: DC, Chicago, Baltimore, etc. Because all those cities make the news for some of the worst stuff, particularly out of our community, and I try to highlight the best of, or the better side of things, just because I get sick of hearing some of that nonsense.
Right.
So yeah, I try to counter that um, as much as I possibly can. Speaking of which, like in the last week or two, the new mayor of New York City met with a bunch of drill rappers about stopping violence in the city.
Woo.
Yes, and so I remember when I first heard it, and I had a little debate about this. I said, there's a lot of reasons why there's, crime in the city. And I just don't know if the first place that I would go to would be a group of rappers. I don't know about that. However, if you had the opportunity, if the mayor went on television and tried to blame rap or drill rap for a part of what was going on in the city and then invited you in his office to talk, would you go?
That's all.
Would you
Cause
say?
it seemed like a setup for real, for real. They trying to put a tag on you and see who
Hmm.
you is and follow who you know. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't if I'm a drill rapper, I ain't no way around it. That ain't no way around it. You just label yourself like you just put yourself in government's reach. Like, oh,
Right.
we know who you affiliate yourself with, and this and that and this and that, and they gonna just run all y'all. And guess what? Your words, it ain't no freedom of speech for real, real no more, cause you still get charged with conspiracy.
Yeah, and once you're in those headlines, like I always tell folks, look,
Yeah,
one of my
I
biggest
don't want.
fears is to end up in a ridiculous headline. There's a rap group that's in my city, and just when I first moved here, just doing research and seeing what's around, I'm looking at, like, I think one person was charged with a crime, and so for whatever reason, this is a rap group, and the media just decided to call them a gang. And so I'm reading comments on in various parts of social media, with Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, saying this is not a gang. Stop doing this, and they're like pleading with them. But it's all these headlines, and then I think that there's like Justice Department documents of it. So, as you said, once you put yourself, look, you're in a meeting in the mayor's office. That's going to be written about, right? Everyone that's there, and this is going to be regurgitated. I worked in the mayor's
Mm-hmm.
office as well, so I kind of know how this would go. So three
Yeah,
years from
it'll go
now,
south
when
real
I
quick.
3 years from now, we talk about like our anti-violence initiatives, they're going to mention, and the mayor met with these rappers, these 7 rappers who are
But
a part of what is perceived as, this violent form of rap. The mayor of Chicago, I don't know if you're aware, did the same thing. Well, I don't think he met with any rappers, but he blamed some of what was going on in Chicago on drill rap as well. A couple
but
years ago.
one thing though, if I would go, if I was making the headlines like that,
Uh
I
huh.
would turn that energy into something positive. I'll double back with a song, you know what I'm saying? End of violence or something like that. You gotta switch it up. Once
Yeah.
you in that headlight, you gotta switch it up. For real. Like if you don't, they gonna keep pointing them fingers, and guess what? You already on the top list.
Right.
So you better switch it up. You just gonna it's gonna go downhill real fast. I'm telling you.
Yeah, and so no, I agree with that. I mean, I kind of like the idea of someone being in their space, letting them know what's really going on. I mean, I've made efforts sort of over the years to, um, try to talk to some people who are just not quite as receptive. I feel like people, look, once you say it, they've heard you. Whether they choose to positively respond or not. Some folks are just not. They're not exposed to different people. They've never been around rappers. People who are in public office tend to be of different socioeconomics, so they would never cross paths with a lot of people who would come up as rappers.
But me right now,
Uh
right now, I'm a construction worker. I work on big mansions, houses, and guess what? I be in City Hall blending in right with them folks because I'm in uniform right now.
huh. Uh huh.
I'm like, hey, so I learn like lingo. I'm like, all right, it's more to talk about than just drilling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I was a doctor, I'll talk about the shit that come in the ER.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, do you want to drill? I got to
Yeah.
drill on these bones and get the bullet out. You know what I'm saying? Like it's plenty shit to talk about. Like
Right.
I ain't hear a policeman side. I ain't hear a doctor side of the story. I ain't hear the
Right.
ambulance. You know what I'm saying? It's so many ways to. It's 99 ways to skin a cat, and they just peeling out the surface. Like go deep in it. Go deep. Go
Yeah,
deep in
that's
it.
what I said.
What
Of
y'all
all
talking
the
about?
things, I just don't think that that would be the first thing that I would pick. And I mean, before I change the topic, I remember like there was a big a housing project that caught on fire recently, and I saw the mayor do a press conference saying that like people needed to close their doors at night, like to keep like fires from spreading. And I said, wait a minute. Now I'm not, I wasn't completely familiar with the building. I know a little bit about like the public housing just from studying it in New York, but I said I'm sure that there was a lot more wrong with that building than people, or that there was more of a problem with the building burning down. Besides people having their doors open, sir, like those buildings are in terrible shape, and that's what you're gonna do. You're gonna victim blame. That was how I saw that was how I took him going after drill rap. Like, there's a lot of problems in the city, and I just don't think that music uh, quite has something to do with it. Or I don't think that that's the, you know, my first choice.
Nah, it that don't make you do it. I don't think they make you. They don't make you do it for real. Because I can listen to kill, 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 kill
Uh
all
huh.
day. I ain't finna go kill nobody.
Right.
But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the problem is.
And look, I just said the other day, I happened in the middle of the day, I happened to look up, and it was like, so a soap opera was on, and I said, so these white people are putting folks in trunks and poisoning folks and all this other craziness, just all these random murders, but nobody ever talks about needing to stop this. And this is in the middle of the day. This is during lunchtime. I watched someone get pulled out of like a traveling trunk sitting in the house. That's not normal. But that's not
Nah,
a problem.
yeah,
But our entertainment is. But whatever. But thanks. If should the opportunity ever present itself, I would uh, hope that you could represent well if your mayor
right.
if your mayor called. And look, so I
I
found who.
told you I ain't going. I
Okay.
ain't going. I said if I
Yeah,
go.
yeah, yeah. So I found who the artist was who was doing the country album. So the other one was Monica. So you've got K Michelle and Monica's doing hers, I think, in the next year or two. If you had to pick one, who would you say would be who do you think could do a better country album?
What K Michelle from Atlanta, right?
She's from Memphis.
Memphis.
I mean, she was doing a show in Atlanta, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, but she's
Oh,
from
all right, all
Memphis.
right. And where Monica from?
Monica's from Atlanta.
That's a that's tough. That's tough. K Michelle, cause she's from Memphis, of course.
Hmm. You said K
I
Michelle?
think K Michelle gonna pull it off. There's a lot of
Okay.
country in Memphis. Don't forget about that. You got Nashville right around the corner.
Yep.
So I think there's more country influence out there than Atlanta. Just two cities. You can do it,
Yeah.
but I think K Michelle gonna pull it off.
Okay. Like I've heard K Michelle. I can at least say that I've heard K Michelle do country. I've not heard Monica. And remember a couple years ago, K Michelle showed up at a show in Nashville and went up on stage and took the mic, and she said, "I can sing better than every white MFer in this room."
I remember that.
And she said, "And I'm going to be the next. I'm going to be the Black Taylor Swift." Um,
Okay.
uh, I want to see it. Look, she said it. That's.
I want to see that too. I'm waiting on the album now. When it dropping?
I don't think that she's given a date. Like this was a few. This had to have been before, or around the time that Lil Nas X had become popular. So this has been a couple years, I think, because that was 2019. I think. We're in 2022. Come on, King Michelle. I'm
Well,
rooting for
Nas
her to.
ain't consider Nas X ain't considered country. I say
No,
he more
no, but
pop.
well,
He more
you know,
poppy.
because of that song,
Oh
Old
yeah,
Town
Old
Road,
Town Road. That was a
that
great song,
crossover.
by the way. That was great. That was a great one. He got a lot of great music.
Yep.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind hearing a second country song from him, just to, you know, just to see if he can manage to happen to do it again.
Mm, waiting on that too.
Yeah. Hold on. I actually lost what I was looking at. So, what would you? So, what what are you working on these days?
What am
What do
I
we
working
have
on?
to look forward to from Boy Who Makes Beats right now?
You could look forward to KNS, the engineer. Shout out to him, Mushroom Gang. That's one of the producers for Life Jennings, XCX. So I got a collaboration project with him. I got like 3 or 4 songs on it.
Did
I
you say
made the
Life
beats and
Jennings?
he jumped on.
Did
Hmm?
you say Life Jennings?
Yeah, Life Jennings. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I absolutely love Life Jennings. I just listen to him all the time. I hadn't heard much from him lately. Um, so that's awesome. I would have look.
Yeah,
I would have listened to this or to something or whatever Life Jennings was going to put out, regardless. And so at least now I could say that I happen to know who the producer is behind some of the work.
yeah. That's him.
How is
That's
working
him.
with him?
Huh?
I said, how is working with him?
Man, like we got great chemistry. Like 2 producers and artists, like in the room, like that's bound to make a hit.
Hmm.
So that's I like it. The vibe is just all the way there.
Yeah.
So the music is all the way there.
Okay.
When the vibe right, the music right.
Yeah. I mean, he is a more level-headed artist. The talent's definitely there. He's not someone who's been involved in crazy stuff that I can recall. But no, I've been waiting for a new project from him um, for some
Huh?
time. So that I definitely can't wait for. You didn't drop the phone, did you?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
and when do you think? When do you think that one will happen to be out? Have an idea of a
Mm,
drop date?
no, I don't know the drop date yet.
Okay.
But we are working on the masters right now, so it should be in the next 2 or 3 months. I ain't sure what date, cause we plan on shooting videos for them too. So
Okay. Now, I don't think that I ever found out. I don't think I know your how. Well, how do you know Misty Blanco?
Mr. Blanco,
Yes.
well, I met her at the writer's block, but just so happened that her uncle called her, and he from Mobile, Alabama, and like I used to stay right around the corner from him, like up the street, and I used
Didn't know she had family in the area.
yeah, like for real, he was a police officer, so I was like, yeah, that's Mr. Tarleton. He got a daughter named Ashley. She got a brother named Mike. They all went to school with me, and they stayed around the corner for like forever. So she said, "What?" And she put him up on FaceTime. He said, "I was like, Mr. Tarleton, you remember JJ?" He said, "What you doing, son?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm chilling up here. What you doing way up there?" I was like, "Man, I'm networking." So from that on, like we're a fam, so that's how
Yeah,
we met.
yeah. I gotta say, similarly, someone that I met, the right place at the right time.
Yeah,
Um, she had contacted, her executive assistant, now her executive VP, Christina Jones, had contacted me about doing an interview, and I did a couple. A little red carpet for her, and the next thing I know, she was doing this show, and boom, here I am. All because I might have possibly not shown up the first time. That's why it's important to, you know, do our part, show up,
right.
do it to the best of your ability, like you said before about how you don't just sit in the studio and collect your fee. You're actually, contributing and trying to, bring a hit out if possible.
Yep, always.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so look, I don't want to hold you because I can definitely sure I could sit here for like another 50 minutes. So hey, so before you go, could you let everyone know what your social media is and
My
how to find you
social
online?
media, my social media is Boy Who Make Beats. That's BoiWhoMakeBeats. Boy Who Make Beats. My Snapchat is Boy Who Make Beats, and TikTok Boy Who Make Beats One, and Facebook is Slugger BoiWhoMakeBeats or Rick James Rogers.
Okay. All right, very good. And look, so I have to say, I'm from even though I live in Virginia, I'm from the South as well. I grew up in Georgia. I stayed down there until about
Okay,
13.
then. So you know the vibe.
I do. Absolutely. I came close to moving down there like before I came here. I was looking around outside of Atlanta the end of 2016. And instead, because I was in DC, I decided to just settle for like a couple hours south. But I do kind of miss it.
I
Um,
know.
I mean, the vibe is completely different, especially like when it's snowing. Because a few years ago, I think it was 2014, I got up and like went to work the day after blizzard, and I said I'm never doing this again, and I hardly have. If it snows, I try to, the opposite direction. I'll come out when it's over. So, yeah, keep holding the South down, and so I'm gonna play an outro. I want you to hang around for a second, and to everyone else, look, you can find me, Giovanni Rusto, on all social media. Don't forget, the Media Mogul News Hour can be found on both my YouTube channel and the Misty TV channel on Roku. And until next time, I'll see you all soon.